There's one of the red oaks. There are lots of different fungus in the garden at this time of year, particularly this year because it's been so wet. And the maples turn this lovely yellow colour. There's a lovely red admiral on that flower. It's the back end of October. It's about the 23rd, I don't know. There's still bumblebees as well. It's nearly November. There's a honeybee. And these flowers continue. There are more and more of them still to come. I suspect when we get the first frosts, that will see them off. There are some late brambles. Most of them are gone. And where you have the shade, the mosses begin to take over at this time of year. It's in the shade of this hedge. The rosemary has begun to flower again. And then the beans ready to pick, dry for sowing next year. And the asparagus fronds are beginning to turn. They'll all, once they've all gone yellow, I'll cut them right back to ground level for next year. Must have been a lot fewer Braeburn apples. They are quite sizable. And they keep very well, Braeburns. That's a rather nice Cox's pippin. They don't do very well. Probably need some mulch for next year. We'll see. I do like them, they have a lovely taste. This is the spindle tree. Seeds everywhere. Each of these little pink fruits has 4 bright orange seeds in, and of course the foliage is quite attractive as well. That sort of reddish, really orange. You can probably see it better there. The wood is incredibly hard. These maples, like all the acers, produce a wonderful display in the autumn, which is why I grow them. Brilliant yellow and orange colour. Just look at the different colours on there for autumn, from greens, yellows, orange, browns, reds. Stunning on this little tree. These have a hint of purple about them, these fungus. It's Saturday the 26th of October and it's the day the clocks go back. I can never fully understand why they do it. Strikes me as a nonsense. Something to do with people who live in the north of the United Kingdom getting up in the dark. Anyway, it's been hammering down with rain for 2 days now. The river's mountains high, forego the fishing. But as we get through October and into November, the colours become ever brighter before the leaves eventually fall off. So I've got the big bar out there and I'm just finishing planting the crocuses and the aconites on this little patch here. This will brighten up this little bit of the garden in the springtime. See, the fungus are prolific. Not many species, but what there are coming up by the 1,000. Yeah, some of the winter jobs that are going to need doing. These hazel bushes are beginning to grow right across the path. So the job there will be to cut them right back. They will eventually form a sort of tunnel. Bramble leaves begin its turn now. And this great tangle of brambles will be to sort out. Thick gloves and a strong pair of secateurs. This field maple is growing all over this fence, which belongs to my neighbour, so I'll take all them off once those leaves are off. Be a bit of a nuisance because when he's cutting the grass with the tractor there, they'll probably catch him as he's going past. So anyway, so they want chopping back as well. And it's now when I start to feed the birds for winter time. I don't feed them during the summertime. But in the winter time they become very reliant on feeding stations. So I've got a big bag of bird food. In fact, it's a big sack of bird food, which I just scatter on the ground. That's why it's important to keep these blooming cats away. Well, that's the mix. It's It's got sweet corn. It's got bits of fruit in it, but it's mainly grains. So I enrich it with these here, these dried mealworms. I also put in some of this canary mix for the smaller seed-loving birds. It is quite expensive, but I don't use too very much of it, unless the weather's particularly hard. And of course, fat balls. They go through these at a phenomenal rate. If I fill this up with food, the pigeons sit on it and scoff a lot. So I don't put very much on there. And here, it's quite interesting to watch how the rooks get hold of these fat balls. They're very clever. You'd think they would be out of reach, but hopefully one day I'll get it on video. Because they reach across, grab it with their beak, pull it in, and then hold it with one foot while they demolish the fat balls. And I don't feed any peanuts either. That's the other thing. Yeah, it's a lovely morning. The hedgehogs, they're like rooting around under the bird feeder. And where the bird food has been scattered on the ground, you see them nosing away. They sometimes come during the day, quietly confident. Of course, next week it's Guy Fawkes Day, bonfire night. And if you're thinking of burning a pile of garden rubbish, which you've got stacked up in your garden, it might pay just to move it and just check that there's no hedgehogs underneath it. They tend to like being underneath sort of garden rubbish, piles of garden rubbish. And the last thing you'd want to do is burn one alive. That would be absolutely horrendous, really, really upsetting. Anyway, it's such a lovely day. You can't possibly stay in. It's Monday the 28th of October. Yeah, the Boston Hive is beginning to turn in a big way now. It's sneaking across the roof there, covering the windows. It is quite stunning to look at. You can see where it's just beginning, the leaves are just beginning to fall off there in this corner. So many leaves and stems everywhere. That's just the beginning. But it's worth it for them, even if the display is quite short. It's definitely worth it. They continue to grow right to the very end. These new shoots growing all over the windows. And the sparrows love roosting in here in the evening. chasing one another about. This is one of these sort of atomic clocks, as it were. It receives a signal from somewhere, so the time is incredibly accurate. And now it's automatically adjusting to the new GMT. So it's knocking an hour off, but because it could only go forwards, not backwards, it whirs away for till it gets to the right time and then stops. And the right time is about 7 minutes past 2. So when it gets to 7 minutes past 2, it should stop. Well, isn't that amazing?